As we all know, the newest update to Greenhell is coming March 29th, and Creepy Jar was kind enough to put together a small teaser trailer for us. A few days ago, Bleeding Cool and Gamers Heroes put out an article that shed some additional light on the update that confirms a few things that are coming in Spirits of Amazonia Part 3. Before we get started, like I've said in previous prediction videos, this content may contain spoilers not just for Spirits of Amazonia Part 3, but for Part 1 and Part 2, along with the original story mode as well. For those of you that decide to stay, let's get started. Now, before we get into some new stuff from the article, I want to backtrack a little bit to my previous predictions video where I talked about this person right here, and I didn't know if it was necessarily a good guy or a bad guy, but that it was probably a bad guy. Now, I'm more confident that this is a bad guy just at closer inspection after scrutinizing this picture a little bit more. If you look at the background, the shelters of the peaceful natives and Wahara look different. This looks more like a Wahara hut behind him and not one of the shelters from one of the peaceful tribes. I just wanted to add a little bit more detail from our previous predictions video that we put out. But with that out of the way, let's get to some more new stuff. With the help of some good eyes of a member of our community, we may have found something extremely important hidden in plain sight. I hope you watch this whole fairly short video from start to finish. But if you're the type of person that likes their dessert before dinner, I've included chapters to this video, and you can skip to the chapter titled Hidden Items if you'd like to see that first. The biggest surprise for me that I never would have guessed is that they confirmed that centipedes will be the newest edition of Critter in the game. Now before you go thinking, centipedes? You mean those tiny things I step on, sneak their way into my house? Oh no, they're more than likely referring to the Amazonian giant centipede, also known as the Peruvian giant yellow leg centipede, and these things are massive at around 10 to 12 inches long. They can also be pretty aggressive, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see these things chasing you down a bit if you get too close. They are venomous, and while not typically fatal for humans, they're carnivorous and will eat pretty much anything they can take down. Not just insects, but animals like rodents, birds, snakes, frogs, and lizards. So it sounds like they have a nice selection of stuff they can eat in the jungle. Centipedes are an unexpected addition to the game for me, and I can't wait to see how they behave compared to spiders and scorpions. We also now have a name to the face of the new natives, the Habuku. Obviously they're a fishing village, as evidenced in their initial teaser trailer for the release date. I also want to say that it looks like at least one of my theories is probably correct, specifically for this little mud bidon I had talked about in my previous predictions video. I say that because there is mention of pottery being part of the update. I'll throw a card up here if you'd like to check out my other video where I talk about this and other theories that I have about the trailer. I'll also put a card at the end of this video too if you'd rather finish watching this video. Now it also mentions 2 new weapons in the game, and we've already seen one of them. Thanks to some savvy members of the community, I have a name for the weapon we see in the trailer. It's called a Maquahuitl. The article also mentions ritual trials I assume Jake must go through, but trials for what? This probably comes once you have gained the trust of the Habuku and now have enough trust built up with all 3 tribes from the Spirits of Amazonia Parts 1, 2, and 3. Are we looking at one of the trials here? My guess is no. It's either a cutscene of Jake fighting a Wahara camp, or like the scene after it, it's to show that the new update will be compatible with multiplayer. I don't think we've seen any hints regarding any trials, but I'm wondering if they will be timed events to gain additional trust from each of the 3 tribes, or possibly trials by combat. As far as what I think this picture is really showing us, I'll get to that a little later in the video. But what about the other weapon? The article mentions 2 new weapons, and we've only seen one in the trailer. Would it be? Could it be? Is it? Blow dart guns? Please say yes, Creepy Jar. Please say yes. Oh man, I know I said I was done talking about it in my other predictions video, but just this last time. Well, the last time in this video. No promises though. Also, the article lists 2 new activities in the new content. I've been pondering what this means. Simply, I think it's referring to different things you need to do to gain the Habuku's trust. For example, in Spirits of Amazonia Part 1, we had to rescue or heal members of the tribe, ceremoniously burn past natives to free their spirits, and complete the legends to gain trust with the Mawagi tribe. In Spirits of Amazonia Part 2, they added cleansing the poison waters for the Ungaraka tribe, along with the same stuff like returning lost children you had to do in Spirits of Amazonia Part 1. So what new activities will we have in Spirits of Amazonia Part 3? With the Habuku being a fishing tribe, don't be surprised if we have to cleanse more waters, probably even more so polluted considering the drug lab and gold mine will more than likely be open for business, even more so than they were in Spirits of Amazonia Part 2. And like in previous prediction videos, I've said we more than likely need to rescue more natives that have been imprisoned at the drug lab as they are being used for hard labor there, as well as at the gold mine where they are being used not only for hard labor, but also potentially as lab rats for their experiments in trying to find a cure. As far as new activities, I keep coming back to this still frame of Jake attacking the Wahara village. Is there something in their camps that the Habuku tribe either want or want back? If you've seen the Spirits of Amazonia Part 3 trailer, this still of what is probably the Habuku village will look familiar. Case_Roman numeral 23, a member of our community, found something potentially interesting. If you enlarge part of it, like so, look closely at the bottom part of the torch and then slightly to the left. Huge speculation here, but does that look like a gas can to you? Would you like some more speculation? Maybe this is a reward for completing the Habuku trial, and maybe Jake uses it to hijack the Jeep that's currently at the drug lab. And maybe, and this is the last maybe here, maybe he uses it to try to escape but crashes the Jeep. That's a lot of maybes, I know, but we're just having some fun here. I'm thinking for the other activity, maybe it has something to do with Jake being tasked with sabotaging tools or machines that are being used in the drug lab and the gold mine. I'm thinking pumps, hoses, electrical components, and communications equipment. Wouldn't that be something? And when you think about it, in the original story mode, the lab and gold mine are both abandoned. Was this due to Jake's actions in Spirits of Amazonia Part 3? Or was it just mainly to blame with the virus? Regardless of what the activities are, I'm hoping that one portion of the new update will include us locating the mushroom that started it all, aka Unknown Mushroom number 6. While I'm still a firm believer that Jake discovered the cure twice, but because of memory loss, forgot about it the first time, I don't think that will play out in the Spirits of Amazonia Part 3 gameplay. That more than likely will play out off camera as it was, and only be present in the paper documents and voice recordings you encounter in the original story mode. I firmly believe that we will end Spirits of Amazonia Part 3 with Jake finding the so-called miracle cure that will end up causing a global catastrophe, which will be all the more motivation for you to play the original story mode all over again. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and check out one of my other prediction videos here.